What up, people? It's your boy, Master Chudy, out here with another comic review. So, Teen Titans, Part 3 of Super Sons of Tomorrow. We get into this, and the cover's pretty nice. We see a little amalgam of the new Titans and what the Teen Titans used to be back in the day when I was a kid in the comics. We have Cassie, Wonder Girl, Connor, Superboy, now Superman, and Bart Allen, who is now the Flash in his time, and then of course Tim Drake as Batman, and then we have the Teen Titans that we know. Now, nothing really goes actiony in this book, as you'd expect. It's a brief intermission, and I guess that people really didn't like the dialogue, but I like the series, and I think it's pretty good. So this is pretty much an intermission. And I understand people's frustrations about this issue, but I think its purpose is to just build to the next one. So here we go. We're at Titan's Tower, and of course, the aftermath of Superboy going supernova, basically, and wrecking the whole place. And we have our writers here. We see Tomorrow's Never Promised, Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, the writers, Jorge Jimenez, Ed Benes did the art, and Jorge Jimenez, Ed Benes, and Richard Friend did the inks. Dine Ribeiro and Alejandro Sanchez did the colors. Corey Bean is the letterer. Francis Manipul did the cover. Brittany Holzer is the associate editor. Alex Antone is the editor, and Brian Cunningham is the group editor. And Brian Cunningham, I think, is going to be the new one, basically. He's going to be the new big editor in DC. So we see a panel of all the Titans just knocked out. Kid Flash is down, Raven is down, Beast Boy is down, Aqualad is down, Starfire down, Damien is just coming to, and Superboy is sinking to the ocean, and Tim Drake just basically is waking up as well, but he's stating that he can't leave this time until he completes his mission. So Tim finds himself in the prototype of the place. And it's like this room, prototype Titan uniforms, used them to help forge a new identity and an untraceable suit. So he's trying to find a way to make sure that he doesn't get drawn back into his original time. And Damien asks about basically the status of the Titans, and basically the device tells him that all the Titans' vitals are stable even though they're unconscious. So he's like, where's Superboy? Why don't I have a reading? And he's like, searching. And Damien's like, okay, search faster. And he's now found him. Meanwhile, while he's talking and saving John, he's like this, the cowl. He was like, we see that Tim is like, this cowl, this cape, this symbol, it wasn't something I burned for, lived for, saw firsthand what it meant to be the bat, the shadow it cast over Bruce, the darkness. And, Damien saves John, and we see that Tim Drake is like, promised myself it was a legacy I could turn away from when the time came. But in my heart, I always wanted to operate in the light of day and emerge from the rising sun, not as a bat out of hell, but as a savior. So we see a nice piece of art right here. Tim Drake becomes the savior, apparently. So in the submarine, we see that Damien's asking John if he's all right. It's like, are you all right? He's like, no, Damien, I'm not all right. All that energy. It's like, we have to go back. What if I hurt somebody? And David's telling him to relax. And John is like, what if I killed the Titans? They could be dead because of me. And then he slams Superboy, telling him to calm down. He's like, I checked the Titans' vitals. They were all unconscious, but you didn't hurt or kill anybody. It's like, you got it? It's like, okay, got it. So it's like, David's like that big brother when his younger brother did something that he feels is bad, but he's like telling him to calm down, he did nothing wrong. So I like the dynamic here. So he keeps telling John, what happened wasn't your fault, and you were pushed to the edge. And John is like, I don't want to run away from this. It's like, I want to deal with this head on. And Damien's like, it's not you that I'm worried about, it's Drake. He had every intention of killing Batwoman if he hadn't been pulled out of our timeline, and he'll do the same to you. Much as I hate to admit it, Drake's good at what he does. And John is like, you probably don't want to hear it, but seems to me like you're all twisted up. You followed Drake in both his roles as Robin and as the leader of the Teen Titans. And Damon's like, wouldn't think it'd be so hard to disassociate my Tim Drake from another one. Who says he's from another timeline? But it's like Drake is still Drake. Yeah, he is. So it's like, it's so hard. Like, is this the good Tim Drake or the bad Tim Drake, or is he going to end up the same? So the art is really good. At much stepped up improvement from the last art in the last issue. And so John's like, who are you trying to reach on the comm leak? And we just see Damon's like, our fathers. And then John is like, I thought your golden rule was never to ask for help from our dads. And it's like, my father would want to know about Drake reappearing so soon. And having extra firepower on our side wouldn't hurt. And we know that Batman and Superman are currently indisposed thanks to Tim Drake. So that's why he can't reach them. And Superboy's like, we can go to the fortress or the cave. And he's like, can't risk it. Drake knows our identities and could be waiting there. It's like, and then John asks, like, what happened? Where did my power come from? And why does Drake believe I'd use it to kill innocent people? And Damon's like, I read Batman's files. He knows about Superman's solar flare. And he explains that that's the burst you emitted. A solar flare that Superman can control and use for good is maybe something unwieldy and dangerous given your mixed DNA. Sake. Then I can't be around anybody. I have to go be alone somewhere. I won't be responsible for killing innocent people in this time or any other time. And we just see Damon's like, I won't let that happen. I'm going to keep you safe, and we'll figure this out. And we just see John is like, thanks, Damien. It's like, friends help each other, right? And then we just see John said, I thought we were just partners. It's like, shut up, John. Nice dynamic. Meanwhile, Titans of Tomorrow headquarters, we see John, we see Connor, we see Bart, and we see Cassie. So Connor's like, what do you mean we lost him? We were just staring at Tim's location a second ago. And we just see that Tim was able to cloak his energy signature again before the time lock registered. We could triangulate and get close, but still miss him by a few years. And then Bart's like, we can't take the chance, Cassie. We need to pinpoint on Drake, not a crap shoot. It's like, Tim's obsessed with the timeline of other worlds lately. Is there any way we could see what he's seen? It's like, no. Once Tim entered the time stream, wherever he saw was erased, everything became fluid again, until he returns to his point of origin. And it's like, it doesn't make sense, Connor. The timeline seems to be pulling him back at varied, nonlinear intervals, skipping through time without any control. Imagine what that could do to somebody's mind. And Connor's like, wherever or whenever he is, Tim knows he's got a ticking clock. At some point, he knows he'll be yanked fully back, and he can't do anything about it. It's like, we need to wait it out until the next phase interval, and hope to God Drake doesn't screw up the time continuum. And it's like, we'll find him, Bart. It's like, we'll bring him home. And we just see Kid Flash is like, it's like, I checked the whole area. Robin and Superboy are gone. He found that, and so Tim Drake is like, I'm willing to talk. And, Raven's like, if that were so, Timothy, you would holster your weapon. Even though we're on different timelines, we still share an emotional connection. So he basically holsters his weapons. And Beast Boy, who really liked Tim Drake as the leader of the Teen Titans, says, didn't know you were a quick change artist too, Tim. Looks to me like you raided our prototypes and threw them in a blender. I remember you once saying, once a Titan, always a Titan. Seems fitting to converge and wear something from the Titan's closet, don't you think, Gar? Not much left of my batsuit after Superboy went all Akira on us. Oh, Akira. From here on out, call me Savior. Look at the tower. Now do you see I'm not the bad guy? The scariest thing is what you witnessed was just a small representation of what Jonathan Kent is capable of when pushed. And now, look at this improved Aqualad thing. But anyway, from where I was standing, it looked like you were the one doing the pushing, Drake. And I barely know him. Imagine if someone of Superboy's close to does the pushing, Aqualad. I've seen it, and thanks to Raven, you all saw it too. Even Robin, and he's still close to keep Superboy from us. He's like, and Starfire's like, you mean you? Wow, look at the beauty. Look at this. It's like, no, I mean us. I mean a dead world, future generations unborn due to what Superboy does and what we fail to do. And he's like, Kid Flash is like, define do. We have to terminate him. And he's like, and Starfire's like, oh, you gotta say the word. It's like, why? Because I need it said out loud so everyone knows what you're implying here. It's like, okay, we have to kill Superboy. And if Damien gets in the way, we'll have to kill him too. And then we just see Aqualad saying, and if we get in the way, it's like, I'll do what I have to do. And you just see Starfire saying, so will we. But Beast Boy's like, let's dial back, let's dial down the drama, people. First of all, let's get one thing straight. No one is killing anybody. But I'm inclined to believe Tim's motivation here, given Superboy's little fireworks show and Damien whisking Super Bob off before we can get this squared away. And then Raven's like, depower him, contain him, help him. Those are options for someone who hasn't unleashed his powers to commit a crime. If you agree to these terms, Timothy, we will help you. And it's like, I agree. Or so he says. Then, it's like, what's with all this we stuff? I haven't agreed to anything. It's like, I do not trust Drake at this time, Raven, and I, for one, will not help him lead. I will not help him lead him to those boys. It's like, I care enough about. So, yeah. So Starfire's like, I'm not gonna. It's like there's so much that we don't know. So Tim is like, time is of the essence, and the clock is ticking. The longer we wait, the harder it'll be to find them. And then Starfire is like, Robin asks for some time to deal with Superboy. We are going to give it to him. It's like your arm. It's like your energy. And so that Tim is dissolving into the time stream. And we just see Tim's like, what? It's like, no, not now. It's all coming together. It's like, and then meanwhile, back at the Titans Tomorrow HQ, it's like the time face is activating. It's struggling to lock onto Tim and pull him back to us. Something's materializing. Something's coming through. It's like it's his hand. It's like I only got a part of him. It's like, but it's pull. It's like, but it's a pure chronal artifact, severed in a different timeline. Hang on, it'll draw us right to him. Meanwhile, wherever he is, like, nah, they took my head. I told you they're coming for me. Starfire and the others want to give Robin time, which is something we don't have, Raven. You have all the information. Do what you feel is right. And we just see Raven's like, Superboy's solar flare power is acting like a jamming frequency, like static electricity interfering and getting a good lock and finding them. And we just see Drake. It's like Drake's showing us his cards. Are we going to ignore them? Let's help Tim and Robin. Let's help Tim find Robin and Superboy and get this sorted out. And then Starfire's like, don't do it, Raven. And Raven's like, I have to, but first. It's like, in pure bright light of day, let's rebuild not only our headquarters, but our faith and trust in each other. So I think she repaired the whole tower? I'm not sure. I don't know what happened. This was the most confusing part of the book for me. And we just see Kid Flash, Aqualad, and Starfire remaining saying, Raven did it. It's all the same as it ever was. She used a telepathic memory to keep us occupied long enough to take off with Beast Boy and Savior. It's like, it will not be long before Raven is able to locate Robin and Superboy. And we just see Aqualad saying, hey, enough with the negative waves, guys. Let's focus on some positive ones. Superboy gives off a distinct energy signature, and we're on an island surrounded by water. It's like, meaning, I know where they are. So, we just see, to be continued in Superman, number 38. Once again, intermission issue. I give it a good 7.5 out of 10. Once again, thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications. Make sure you're notified. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss good comics and get my thoughts and hear your thoughts on them. Thank y'all for watching, and I should have more videos up maybe later tonight.